So this was a huge surprise, an announcement trailer for Tropico VR released on 14th of March out of nowhere, and it released only 2 weeks later on the 28th of March. But what is it, and should you buy it? Tropico VR is a part of a classic city management and political manipulation game, Tropico 4. Specifically, it seems to be Tropico 4 Gold Edition, which includes the Modern Times expansion, as well as all the DLC packs included. Developers Feral Interactive originally ported this version to Mac OS X, and have now ported this to virtual reality, hopefully not the last of the VR ports. This is a 10-year-old game, there's no getting around it, and it does show. The visuals are certainly dated, but stand tall and charming art style that serves these type of games well. Now I'll start with the bad and unfortunately the ugly. Those aforementioned visuals, let's break it down. So I'm playing on Quest 3 and the resolution is really low. It's extremely pixelated at times and it does use dynamic resolution scaling, which is great to see, but the range is between slightly pixelated to a blurry mess. There's no time in the game that things look crisp. I feel like there may be opportunity to improve this on Quest 3 in particular, but in its current state, it isn't a looker. There's also an issue with the reflections and how they render independently on the left and right eye, which can give you a headache and in worst cases have you feeling sick. Something else I imagine could be patched out. I have to hand it to Feral though, they do have dynamic shadows on pretty much everything you see in game, an area I think where optimizations could be made. I mean, even birds in the sky cast rudimentary shadows in the game world. It's an interesting design choice and I respect it as much as I see an opportunity to claw back some potential resolution. But how does it control? Well, for starters, this is a game you should sit down to play. Well, for me I had no issues with feeling sick from flying around, zooming in and out, and rotating around the island. The frame rate held up pretty well, unless I had exceptionally densely packed areas built. They are using application spacewalk, but it's definitely more minimal than others I've experienced and rarely cause issue due to the nature of the gameplay. It controls well, accurate placement works decently using motion controls, though sometimes it can be difficult to nail exact positions. The in-game UI works really well, still packed with classic Tropico humour, and some things could be labelled more clearly, but overall it's acceptable, particularly for such a dense game. We've not really seen anything like this on the platform before, not this deep anyway, and with it being a straight port of an existing classic game that still sits at a 9 out of 10 on Steam, it really is the opposite of the VR tech demos we might be used to. So while it looks ugly, I can't stop playing it. I have to be completely honest, this really surprised me. My first night checking it out, I must have sunk 5 hours into the game without even realising it. The next day I couldn't wait to jump back in and sunk another 5 or 6 hours into it easy. The music gets stuck in my head and building up my island while dealing with, or negotiating with, US, China, Russia, UK and the Middle East is a blast. Oil barons try to swindle you, environmentalists protest, rebels attack, other countries attack. There's always something interesting happening. An election is coming up, maybe you cut tax or start a free homes initiative to curry the public's favour. I'm only on the second mission of 20 total main missions, not including the additional 12 from the included expansion pack, after around 10 hours. Checking out how long to beat, you're looking at a completionist run of over 100 hours with the Modern Times expansion that's included, clocking in at nearly 42 hours for a completionist run. So you're looking at just shy of 145 hours of gameplay altogether. This game is $30, €30 or £22.99. I think the UK gets the best deal on the exchange here, but all those prices I think are well worth it for what you get. Once you get past the yucky visuals, it'll be hard to put this one down, trust me. As soon as the store allows me, I'll put a referral link in the description or in a pinned comment to get those quick first buyers 25% off the purchase, so keep an eye out for that and also make sure to like and subscribe. There are a number of other recent releases I'll be getting other videos up. I also see as must buys and I don't see anybody talking about them. Obviously devs pay a lot of creators for reviews, but I'm not one of those. I just want to shine a spotlight on these huge releases I think are going under the radar. Thanks for watching and I'll see you on the other side.